Victor, what are you laughing about? We're just getting
If they could see what we go through just to get ready on this, it'd be funny. Anyway, how are we doing this morning, Ed?
Doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
We're excited. It's National Pumpkin Day.
I'm okay.
Like jack-o'-lanterns and all that stuff coming up with Halloween. If you haven't posted your favorite pumpkin dish or beverage, post it in the chat.
I like pumpkin muffins.
Pumpkin muffins?
You know what I don't like? Spiced pumpkin. Why? Why do you spice the pumpkin?
I don't know. That's a tough question.
Yeah, I hate that. Like
know,
spiced pumpkin latte. I hate it.
Pumpkin logs. My wife makes pumpkin logs, and she does it with all of my daughters, and now all my granddaughters.
How do you make a pumpkin log?
I don't know. They like roll it out. They put it inside towels, and they roll it out, and then they fill it with all this good stuff. I don't even know what's in it, but man, they're good. And they just roll them up, and they're like kolaches. But it's pumpkin.
What's a kolache?
Oh,
I don't know what a kolache is. What is it? I'm not from the mob. Hey, you know it's a kolache. It's a kolache.
If you know what a kolache
Anybody
is.
knows what a kolache is.
Give me one in the chat.
Yeah, give them one in the chat if you know what a kolache is.
No,
they don't know what a kolache is.
I'm going to bring you pumpkin logs.
What's a kolache, though?
It's nuts and dough and all rolled up. It's like I don't even know how to explain
it. Look at that. Jennifer Goodman is the only person that knows what a kolache is. Everybody else is clueless out
nut
there.
Roll. Pumpkin logs are cream cheese and icing. Thanks, Joe Whistler. There you go.
Yeah, but nobody else really knows.
It's just cream, and they put powdered sugar on them. And when the little granddaughters get the powdered sugar, this stuff is everywhere.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It looks like a disaster.
That's fun.
So they're going to make those. They're going to make those. I'm flying up to Pittsburgh tonight, and they're going to make them tomorrow. All the kids are coming there.
Oh, that's going to be
for
fun.
Halloween. So it'll be fun.
That's fun. I love it. All right.
You know, we got to get going because Dawn knocked 3 times is on the broadcast again, and she.
What's up with Dawn?
She kind of took us to task last time for being too chatty.
She said we're chatty patties, what she called us. Chatty
but
patties.
But I love the coaching, so we took that.
All right.
So let's move on. Let's take a look. Who do you see out there? Real quick.
Let me see. I see Enrique Gomez, who likes to show me his ceiling tiles, which I appreciate, Enrique. Let me see. A couple of iPad. Jason Sega.
Johnny Davis.
April.
Jaden
Always
Jenkins,
look like she's ready to study for something. Let me see. Howie Hughes. Is that his real name, Howie Hughes?
Yeah.
Is there really Howie Hughes in this company?
You're making Nick laugh.
Howie Hughes. What the heck? We got Joe Frisk. I guess he's got some friends there. And iPad with the pink tie. I wish you had a name. Who's iPad with the pink tie down there? Do you see him? iPad with the pink ties. I don't know what. They don't know how to change their names or something. By the way, Team Greenville. Notice I say Greenville.
Greenville.
Don't say Greenville. It's Greenville.
Is it Greenville, South Carolina?
Greenville, I think so.
You know, there are, Victor, a lot of the branches that are doing this. I guess when we started doing these 19 months ago, my vision was that they would do them inside the branch with the branch manager.
That'd be cool.
And then they would watch the video for a half hour, 40 minutes, and then talk about it for 20 and make it a meeting.
Yeah.
And so a lot of folks are doing that. A lot of branches are doing that. Thanks for doing it that way.
By the way, is that kid old enough to be selling Orkin? Kobe Robinson won.
Is he a youngin'?
How old is that kid? He looks like he's 15. Yeah, 15. Is he old enough to be selling? He's in a car driving. I hope somebody's driving for him. Okay.
All right, stop.
By the way, there's somebody else who's younger than him in the car driving as well. Look, he is driving. He's showing me his windshield. He's like,
he's not driving, Victor. Don't get him fired.
Well, I mean, he's parked.
He's parked. Get him fired.
Yeah,
you can't say he's driving. Come on.
By the way, I can tell Chris Gibson is not happy. Because he's got this pool in the background, his beach thing in the background. He's not in the game, Ed. He's not in the game. He's somewhere on the beach somewhere instead of being in Orkin. Let's do this before we...
Let's get after it. Let's get
go.
after it. Hey, I want to wrap up September numbers and kind of just go there first and kind of share the termite side. We had the commercial broadcast yesterday. I see some repeat offenders on here that were on the broadcast yesterday, but we talked in September's broadcast that we weren't having a great September, and we didn't have a great September on the termite side of the house. We had been clicking through high double digits, you know, in that 12 to 15 to 18 to 20% increases to prior year, all the way up until we hit that skid in September. And so let me share the numbers. They're not wonderful, but they are our numbers. I could make all the excuses in the world, say we had one less sales day. You know, we had 40 of our best termite sellers in DC for the rack trip. I could come up with all these excuses, Victor.
Termites took vacations.
Termites were taking vacations. You could come up, the sun was in my eyes, all those kind of excuses. Right. But at the end of the day, there are numbers, so we got to live with them.
Yep.
So here they are. Traditional termite, the drill it and fill it. We actually ran a decrease in September, for the month of September, a 2% decrease over prior year. Year to date, we're still about 8% above last year, so that's the good news. Termite bait, we had an increase of 4%. Year to date, Victor, we're an increase of 20%.
Nice.
So year to date, we're going to hang our hat on that. But again, 4% was not what we wanted, not what we expected, not what you guys and gals have been delivering. Termite ancillary was our best performing category. We had a 16% increase in termite ancillary, offset by the fact that year to date, we have a 28% increase in termite ancillary. So again, we're going to call that mulligan. Our termite sales all rolled up together. We ended up with a 7% increase to last year, which,
I mean, I'm thinking it's good news. But I mean, it's up. It's up. That's how I'm saying. Is Pat on you? Is Pat like saying, what's going on, Ed?
there's certainly some concern. There's
Yeah.
certainly some concern.
How
right?
does Pat get mad? Does Pat ever get mad? Or how does he show his disapproval? I go, Ed?
He was a defensive tackle at Navy. He's a pretty bad dude.
Does he just get up and go, all right, Ed, not happy with them numbers? All right, something like that?
All right, we're moving on because
All
he
right,
might be
moving on.
watching. He might be. He's in one of the branches down in Florida. So I guess 18% year-to-date
Nice.
increase in termite sales, which is outstanding.
Those are great numbers.
Yeah, our call center folks, they had a great month. You know, they ran a 9% increase year over year, or in September. So I mean, just outstanding increase.
Wow.
You know, that's been gradually bumping its way up.
That's
right now, year to date, they're running about a 4% increase on our residential PC sales, which about 75% of that is sold by the call center folks. So the good news
Yes.
with this mulligan that we took in September, the good news is that we're out back to rocking it in October. With a couple of days left, our termite sales are up 13%.
Okay.
Our residential pest control sales are up like 12%.
Okay.
Everything's looking good.
Okay.
So we had that little bump.
All right, the boys and girls are back.
We took our mulligan and we got out of Dodge.
All right.
The good news is mosquito sales are up 24% year to date. That's another great thing. And even though we had that little slip up, our profit in September
Good.
was on target.
Oh, so he's happy.
So he's happy. So he's happy.
Pat's
And year to date, through 9 months, we're on target for profit plan. So, and that's ultimately the goal. The earnings call is going on at 10 o'clock or 10:30 this morning. We'll be on another broadcast. You know, when we announce the earnings out to the field. The earnings were released last night. We had phenomenal third quarter earnings.
Right.
Our stock jumped up like $2 yesterday.
Nice.
You know, after it kind of got reset because of what Terminex did and Rentokil did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be great news on the earnings call today. So
I've noticed that the stock always goes up after our broadcast.
maybe we should do one of these broadcasts every day.
Those are great numbers, by the way.
Yeah, just
Fantastic.
outstanding. Just outstanding.
Well done.
In addition to the great or mulligan performance in
Yeah.
September on the termite side, we had some folks that didn't, they paid no never mind to that.
Yeah.
We had 22 people, Victor, 22 people get paid on $100,000.
Are we going to find out who they are?
Are you going to ask Stormy to play the tape?
Stormy, roll that video. Nice.
How about them
Beautiful.
numbers?
Those are good numbers, man.
I thought at the end, though, that, you know, Ben didn't know we were going to talk about pumpkins.
I don't know about that video. I'm not feeling that video this
You
time
know what?
around. I'm not feeling that
It's-
video
it's-
for some
it's-
reason.
It's the fall season, apples.
Apples?
You probably never picked apples here. Somebody said you're un-American in the chat.
Why is that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Why would they say that,
Somebody
man?
called you out. And I don't know what that one dude wants to do with.
By the way, great numbers. Hassan Corpez, HC in the house.
He's back. He's back. Him and Tyler just keep trading blows.
Tyler Jones.
Keep trading blows.
Nice
Dan
guy.
Matthews getting in there too. I mean, these
By
guys
the way,
just
so
getting after it.
we got to be getting close to. You probably know who towards the end of the year is looking like they're the front horse runner here?
No, it's a horse race.
It's close?
We closed the books in December.
Yeah.
Hassan, Tyler, they're going back. I think Tyler's in first place right now, year to date.
Yeah.
Hassan ain't far behind. Dan Matthews is not far behind.
I got $5 on Hassan.
You're
Who
betting
you
on
got?
Hassan?
$5 on Hassan.
There
I'm
you
taking
go.
Hassan.
There you
$5.
go.
Do not disappoint me, Hassan. Who
I
you
hope-
got? Who's your horse? Pick a horse.
You
pick a
are
horse?
not getting me to do that. I got to
All
be
right.
everybody's friend.
All right.
I got to be everybody's
Don't
friend.
make me lose $5, Hassan. Hassan will be numero uno, man.
Look at his name.
I'm calling it.
Jaden Jenkins. He's a first-time arriver. I just saw him. He's on the broadcast out of Ohio.
Mason Haynes.
Yeah.
There's a name.
Yeah.
That's a southern name right there.
He's down there in South Carolina.
That's a southern name right there.
Bunch
Mason
of these
Haynes.
dudes were on the RAC trip. Bunch of these dudes.
You got Pedro Escajadillo. I think I got that right.
There's a couple new guys on this list.
Where you got? Who do you got?
We got two new guys in Michigan. We got Brandon Rogers. He was a bedbug tech. He's made that conversion from technician to sales, which obviously is oftentimes very successful. And Jason Sager really wanted me to point out that there are 3 folks on this list from Michigan. He actually sent me an email and told me, make sure you shout my guys out.
Okay.
You know, I've got a question, Victor. I'm kind of wondering.
Yep.
Do you think those guys up in Michigan, do you think they're stealing Terminix's signs? I'm just going to leave it at that. You don't know about that football.
No, I don't.
stuff that's
I don't know
going
about
on.
that. I don't know if they're doing that.
I think they're stealing I think they're stealing Terminix's signs, which is contributing to them being so successful. Gary Hubbard is. Gary Hubbard is going to absolutely kill me.
I wouldn't put that in the actual training manual. Gregory Bills Hodges also there. He is out of Michigan. So yeah, John Sturge.
Hey, man.
Good names, Jaden. Again, somebody put in your
Southwest Texas has 3, Michigan has 3, and Maryland has 3.
Austin, baby, 2 on the list.
How about that?
They're putting that up there. Yeah, nice
2
job.
cats out of
everyone.
Austin.
Absolutely. By the way, and the call center as well.
These names
good
are from the
numbers.
call center. Thank you, April, again for providing these numbers.
Yeah,
these
good
are
numbers.
started numbers coming out of the call center. We're treating them the same way we're treating the termite salesman. This is what they got paid on.
Yeah.
This is what they got paid on.
I got to ask you, did you, I don't know if you have the numbers readily available because I was just spring this on you. In terms of call volume there, what type of volume were they handling that today or this month or last month at the call center?
Call volume is just, and April can maybe put it in the chat or Tim can. It's about flat. You know, we're up a little bit. So they're doing a really good job of converting it to get to these increases. Increasing their closure,
right,
and increasing their start rates, and we're getting better in the field and increasing the start rate. So I think call volume. Maybe April can throw it in the chat, or Tim Parentel. Somebody can throw that in the chat. It's about flat to last year.
Okay,
it's about flat to last year.
That's still good.
I think
it's incredible volume.
Yeah, particularly what's going on with the economy, right?
April says seen a lift this week due to weather. She says flat, but seen a lift.
Nice.
Thank you, April.
Anything else in the chat?
That's it, man. A lot of insults. Let me see.
Well, they're calling you out, man.
Yeah, Don Marie's taking my $5. What? Yep, I'm taking Hassan. That's my guy. That's my horse. That's my horse.
All right, cool. So I want to step back in time a little bit today.
Okay.
And we're going to do something. You folks that were on the call yesterday for commercial, it's going to be somewhat similar. You know, this is the 19th broadcast that we've done to the field residentially when we started doing this 19 months ago, believe it or not.
Yeah, time flies.
And on that very first broadcast, we talked about the Sales Velocity Academy and how we gave everybody access to it.
Yep.
And what a great tool that was. We've had so many new folks come on board. You know, we're increasing the ranks, we're increasing our salespeople, and you know, we get occasional turnovers and things like that. So there are a lot of folks that may not have access to the Sales Velocity Academy.
Okay.
I'm going to try to make this clearer than I must have made it yesterday. I don't want you to send it to me individually. What I want is the RSMs on the call to gather all the folks in their ranks, their branch managers, any of their salespeople that need access to the Sales Velocity Academy, even our veterans that may have forgotten their password, to send it to your RSM and have the RSM send it to me, then I will send it to Camille and we'll get them all hooked up. So that's the first thing. There's probably, you know, we probably got a couple hundred that we got to get access for because we haven't updated that since we enrolled all of them initially.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
all emails, if you don't have access to Sales Velocity Academy, to the RSMs will give it to you.
Direct to me,
All
and
right.
then I'll push them on. Fair enough? Everybody got that?
Got it.
So speaking of the Sales Velocity Academy, let's reintroduce it or introduce it to a lot of folks on the call. And kind of walk through it, and I'll highlight a couple of things that I think are, you know, kind of important this time of year. So kind of introduce them to them, tell them a little bit about it and how it came about.
All right. So the Sales Velocity Academy basically it's a collection of compendium, all the different sales courses I've put together. So everything from prospecting to persuasion. Let me go ahead and jump into it now, kind of show you what's in the actual library. It's very extensive. So once you get the login, this is the first page you'll see right here. There's several ebooks in here. If you want to read some of my books, they're in there as well. Also, here's where you would click. Sales Velocity Academy, click on that, and then you'll notice that I call this the 7 P's of selling. So those are 7 categories I've put together. Process, meaning here's videos on sales process. Here's videos on pricing, how to handle pricing, prospecting, product IQ, PMA, positive mental attitude, how to stay positive, persuasion, one of my favorite tabs, and then there's presentation. And so there's a lot of stuff in there to play with. Where do you want to begin, Ed?
Let's start with, I guess, your moneymaker and really the reason you're in front of us. You know, I connected with you 12 years ago when I found you on YouTube and brought you into some of our advanced sales classes to kind of talk through some of this stuff, and it just stuck.
Right.
And the ones that I think impact our folks the most,
right.
I'll highlight those and then maybe take a little dive into that.
Right.
I think your moneymaker is blocking objections.
Blocking
response
objections
block
big.
selling, right?
Yep.
So jump into that, because that's in the persuasion tab, correct?
So I click on the persuasion tab, you click there, and the blocking objections course is right here. If you wake me out of a dead sleep, Ed, and you ask me what is the one course that every salesperson should go through, this is the one. Because it talks about how do you raise the objection before the customer does, and how do you actually reduce resistance, and this will change your walkthrough presentations and demos, or whatever it may be as you're talking to the client.
Yeah, and I think what's cool about it is the whole science is in there too, like
Right.
why it happens.
Right.
Why it comes up and why you should get ahead of this stuff, of the ones that you know that are
Right.
coming. The other thing about, if you're not familiar and haven't spent any time in here, all those videos that Victor showed there, those are like 3 to 5 minute sessions. That's all they are. They're really quick. I guess that whole blocking objections lesson plan.
It's about 15, 17 minutes, something like that. It's not that long.
Yeah, I mean, you can get through that. So what will happen is, I swear to you, if you click on one of these and jump in, you will binge watch the rest of them.
Yep.
You will binge watch the rest of them.
They're very short.
The other thing I would, and there's a lot of managers on the call, use these tools and drive your teams through that. You're looking for content to have a Monday morning sales meeting or a sales meeting. The stuff is right here. Just go in to pull it out.
Yep.
Talk just real quickly about the Monday
morning sales workout.
Yeah.
So if you're a manager, there's a full-blown course in here called the Monday Morning Sales Workout. There's 52 courses in there, and what this really means is this. It's a 3-minute video or less, and then there's a leader guide, a worksheet. So the video's about, hey, let's take our salespeople through this exercise. On the video, I describe it to you, the manager. And then you have the leader guide there to actually do the exercise with your team. So again, if you're a manager, all you gotta do is watch a 3-minute video and then use the leader guide to actually conduct some form of training on that day. So there's 52, 1 per week. So again, I call it the Monday Morning Sales Workout. So if every Monday morning you want to do one thing with your team, it's already built in there. So it's all done for them.
Yeah, there's just a tremendous amount of value there. The other one, obviously, blocking objections. If you've not done that course yet, do it.
Big one.
And do it again, and do it again, and do it again. That's the one, like I said, that has resonated most with our people. The other one, particularly this time of year, is, and I love this, I love the way that you frame when a customer says, I want to think about it.
Right.
And that is found in the Client Says tab, which is found under Product IQ. And walk through that just a little bit,
Okay.
and I'll explain it.
So right here, Product IQ is where I have the Client Says. And so the Client Says is basically, those are the courses right there. But in that course, what you'll find is different responses to when a client says, for example, let me think about it. Let me talk to my spouse. Can you send me more information? Can you send me a proposal? I give you all the scripts, and all you got to go in there and just maybe do some small editing. And so all the scripts are in there. You've gone through it, Ed. What do you think?
I think it's perfect. And I'll just rattle through a couple of them.
Okay.
I mean, the objections. I'm not ready to commit. Send me a proposal. Your price is too high. Your price is too high compared to your competitors. That's more than I expected to pay. How much does it cost? I'm just looking around. All those kind of things. But I think the ones that resonate most right now, we're doing all these creative proposals. It's that time of year. People aren't calling us. The phone's not blowing up. You're creating all these opportunities. And I think we have so many deals that get stuck with, I want to think about it. When the customer says that, that reaction that the untrained salesperson makes, Victor, is they want to attack that. Well, what is it you want to think about? Is there something that I did wrong?
Right.
You know, we start fishing and we start falling all over ourselves.
Yep.
To where if we use the process that you teach in here to kind of whittle it down, walk through it just real quick.
By the way, the I think about it response is, I did come up with it. I think it's brilliant, not because I say so, because I know it works. Typically what happens when someone says, I think about it, then you go, well, what do you got to think about? Should I get back to you? What do you have to think about? Is there anything else? And it gets very clumsy, very, just awkward. We've all been there. So what I do is I walk you through this process. And again, the script's actually in the client says. Someone says, let me think about it. I said, you say, Mr. Client, Mr. Customer, when someone says I have to think about, it's usually one of two things. You're not interested, or you're interested but not sure. Which one is it? Now, what I love about that is that the brain can always make a choice. So not interested, interested but not sure. The majority of people are going to say, no, I'm interested, I'm just not sure. And I said, I'm glad you're interested. When people say they're not sure, it's usually one of three things. And then I go through the three things. Now, you're probably saying, what are they, Victor? No, go into Client Says, go through the scripts, and really learn it. And I'm telling you right now, you will see a difference in that forward momentum in a conversation if you use it.
Yeah, and I'll just throw it out there. I mean, when we first covered this, Roger Kennedy, the greatest termite salesman of all time. I mean, legendary. He's going to retire at the end of this year. There's never been anybody better. You talk about, we played the Bulls opening, right?
Right.
It can be argued sometimes about Jordan being the GOAT, right?
Okay.
Somebody could say, oh, it was a different era, it was this. Yeah. Roger Kennedy's the GOAT at Orkin termite sales across any era, from stone tablets making his proposals to not using the iPad. He's the GOAT. Right. And he got value out of that and said, I'm going to try that, and he tried it, and he tried it, and he tried it. Yeah. So the cool thing about that is in that client says tab in that training, there are two PDFs. There's a PDF and there's a workbook.
Right.
And the workbook, I'm just going to kind of share it with you here. Print this workbook and then work through it. So, what would you say? This is what it says. Here's how Victor says to handle it. How would you say it? Write it below and practice it.
Yep.
It's all here.
It's all there. By the way, we're getting two questions. So let me see. I got Jaron Wethington. That's a fancy name, by the way. I say that. Jaron Wethington has a question. So basically, this is called the Sales Velocity Academy, what we're showing you right now if you're not familiar with this. And again, grab your email, give it to your RSM. The RSMs will send the email to Ed, and then within about 24 hours, and not 48 hours, you'll receive a login email, and you have access to the resource.
Yeah, and just,
that's simple.
Just to give you a little bit more insight into it, it's free to you. Typically this is $300-400 per person per head.
Yep.
And it's so valuable, in fact, that even some of these other sales gurus have this baked into their sales training. Yep. I'm sure you're all familiar with Grant Cardone. He pays Victor for this training that he puts on his site.
Yep.
His site.
And great partnership.
Yeah.
So Jessica and Colby, again, it's just a matter of sending us your email through your RSM, and then you'll receive the login, and you should be good to go. What other one did we want to look at?
Yeah, I want to talk about body language, right? I talked to a new sales class last week about how we go from mediocre to excellent to perfect, right? And how we get there. And I think a lot of it has to do with like Sales 303. And I don't, you can know how to sell.
Right.
You can get the textbook on how to sell. You can get the verbiage. You can get the scripts. But at the end of the day, I will go to my grave being convinced that sales is a performance art, an absolute performance art. You got to deliver a performance, almost like an actor. Yeah. Not that you're being an actor and being somebody that you're not,
right,
but that you're delivering a performance that they go like, wow. And I think a lot of that has to do with the stuff that exists. And talk about the two sides of body language. Oftentimes we hear about one.
Right.
Talk about the other one.
So the body language course is where, Ed?
Body language is a presentation, I believe.
There you go. So
yes.
Presentation. I think you're a good man. You got it. So again, the body language course is right there. And so let me talk about body language real quick, because I think this is important. Studies have shown that customers typically are watching you more than you're watching them. One study showed that you as a salesperson are looking at the customer maybe 50% of the time, but they're looking at you about 75% of the time. And what they're doing is they're analyzing, right? So whether it's your body language, not just how you look, but it's your body language, your facial expressions, your micro gestures, this is what they're paying attention to build that trust, right? Now here's what's interesting. We often think about studying body language and we just study our body language, what we do, right, with these things, right? But more importantly, it's about really analyzing how they're shifting their body, how their facial expressions are changing or the tone of the voice is changing. And so what I like to remind people is that when you know your product, you don't have to work in the presentation or be in the presentation, you can be on the presentation. Here's what I mean by this. So Michael Gerber wrote a book called The E-Myth, and in there he talked about when a franchise has a system like McDonald's, it's a process. So in other words, if you're working in the business, you have to be there to run the business. But when you're working on the business, that means you've got it automated so well, you can actually just walk away. How does this apply to you? When you know your product or service so well, you don't have to be in the conversation, you can be on the conversation. That's why knowing your product and your service, what you offer, what you have to say, how do you respond to all, think about it, let me talk to my spouse, all that stuff has to be programmed, because once it's programmed in your brain, what the best of the best do is they're not in the conversation, they're on the conversation. They're basically observing body language, change of voice, micro expression, the whole bit.
And I love that. And that ties into that performance art, right?
Yeah.
So if you know your lines, you know your stuff.
Right.
You know that if a customer says, I want to think about it, you're locked and loaded. I mean,
Yep.
you're click, 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 click.
Right.
I'm going to find out. I'm going to isolate really what they want to think about.
Correct.
So you've got that locked in. So you can participate on that conversation
Yep.
and kind of just get a feel for everything that's going on. Watch the little nuances when they're getting uncomfortable, you know, how
Absolutely.
they're reacting. You know,
Just
when they
shift.
get excited, when they
when
don't.
you talk about price, you see the shift in the body language. When you ask them a question, is the tone there, the wording that they're using. So all that's in the actual course as well. So
Amen.
check it out.
Amen.
We got one more, right?
Yeah, there's one more, because I had a follow-up. I had a couple conversations with one of our top sellers the last couple of, probably over the last week, you know, in a bit of a slump, trying to figure his way out of it. And he talked about making follow-up calls, and it came down, Victor, a little bit to voicemail. What should I leave on a voicemail? And again, believe it or not, what do we have in the Sales Velocity Academy?
Jumping back into the Sales Velocity, again, this is under the Prospecting tab. So the Prospecting tab, we have a course called The Perfect Voicemail. I'll be brief with this one.
Yeah.
Ed, in there we have 23 scripts of voicemails that you can leave, right? Depending on what you want to say, and what message you want to leave, or what sequence you're using. So in other words, sometimes you'll leave voicemail number 1, then voicemail number 2, then voicemail number 3. And I talk about that in the course. But here's the thing, I give you actual scripts, 23 different flavors of scripts, that all you have to do is go in there, pick the one that pertains to what you want to call about, and then just modify it. So you have a template to start with. What'd you think of it?
Same thing, right? I mean, again, the phone rolls the voicemail. What are you saying? You know, you see so many people stuttering and stammering. Where if you're locked and loaded, man, you just let it rip. You just let it rip. So I think that's enough on that.
Yep.
You know what
Good
we should
enough.
do?
I think we should quiz them.
Let's quiz you. We're going to quiz you. It's going
Yeah.
to be a test. We've got how many people on this, Victor?
Let me see. Let's see how many people do we have on the call. All right, it's quiz time, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, so here what we're going to do. Let's see if you guys were paying attention to what we're talking about.
278. All right, let's go.
All right, so you know the deal. All right, so again, if you want to scan in that QR code, scan the QR code. It'll take you to a website. People are jumping in already. I can see that. We got 2 people in there.
They're getting excited.
Yeah, type in the code so you can jump in. Or if you're on a computer, just open up a separate page on your browser. Go to mentee.com, type in that code. Ed, are we playing for anything today?
We are playing for gift cards. We're playing for Amazon gift cards to entice you to get in and play.
How big are those cards?
First place.
First place.
$100 Amazon gift card that will be in your email tonight.
$100, is that it?
Yes, that's it. Second place is going to be 50. So
All right.
get in there. We'll give them a little bit of time.
All right, we got 100 people in there.
How many we got in?
114 in there. Oh, these guys are getting, they're getting faster at this.
they're
They're
getting the hang
definitely
of this.
getting faster at this. And so, yeah.
Look
let's
at
see
Marty
the-
Carter, man. He got a whole room full of people. Outstanding.
Wonderful.
don't know
Joe
where they're
Frisk and his team. You got 3 people in there, Joe Frisk and team. You better win something. Come
Yeah,
on.
you wonder. I see Bingo. Bingo's got a crowd. I think Bingo's got a whole bunch of new guys with them. So they should do really well at this. We're going to find out if they were paying attention to what we just talked
Let's
about in
find-
the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's find out. Tracy Wilson, I see you in the dark there, man. Never
many
put
we
the
got?
window behind you, man. All
How
right.
many we got? Man, they're pouring in.
All right. I'll give you 10 seconds because we almost got 200. 10 seconds and we're going to get going. 7 questions. Let's play for some money. 10, 9, 2, 1. Here we go. Let's rock and roll. Here we go. First question. Remember, speed to value. Look at all those beautiful little icons
Look
there.
at Scott Angren with that whole team.
Oh, look at that. 176 players, 78, 70. I'm going to go at 180, 75, 77. Let's go. All right. Remember, speed to answer gets more points. First question. All right.
Come on.
This is the layup.
This is the third time we played
This should be like 100%. By the way, if they don't get 100% on this, I'll just be totally disappointed at it. Come on, man. 100%. Derek Stewart, you see like you're hesitating a little bit. I see you, man. Look at that. We got 26 people. who don't know. But let's see who was speed dance, who was the fastest one. Got Jamie Gilbert, Jeremy Shipman, Barefoot Contessa. I like that one already. I love that one. All right, there it is. Question number 2. Let's go. Let's go. All right, speed dancer, you know the deal. Let's rock. Let's do this thing. All right, here we go again. Second question. Which of these is not, I want to emphasize the word not, one of the 7 P's in the Sales Velocity Academy? Is not. It is not. All right, we start separating wheat from chaff now.
We
Wheat from
will
chaff.
in a hurry.
Here it goes. Here we go. Here we go. Bang.
Were they paying attention?
Only 80 got it right. Everybody else tanked on that one. Let's see what the leaderboard says. Let me see. Jeremy Shipman moved up. JC Lee, MC2 coming up. Overlord. Beyonce working hard. There's Brandon Blankenship. Overlord. Who the heck is Overlord? All right. Third question. Let's rock on this one. Come on. We covered this already. Should be easy guesses. The blocking objections course can be found under which of the 7 P's tab?
I know the answer.
I know you know the answer, Ed. But does Enrique Gomez know the answer? I don't know. Does Shelby know the answer? The solid punches know the answer. 98 got it. That's not bad, actually. I'm going to give that a big plus there.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad. That was a tough one,
They're
man.
good guessers.
Leaderboard. Can the Overlord hold on? Can Craig Weimer come up from behind? And there's Thinky. I like Thinky. Boom. Ooh, Carl Gustav comes out of nowhere. Love it. All right, here we go. This is going to get easier now. Come on. Quickest answer gets more points. The perfect voicemail. This one is a layup. Under which tab is it found in the 7 P's? Come on. It's a voicemail.
We got this.
Everybody should get this one. Everybody. Even Kevin Kempton should get this one, right? Got it. Boom. 99 got it. We're not going to get that 100. Let's see if Blankenship. Did he move up? Did he move down? Did he sink? Overlord is holding on.
Is he?
Overlord is still there.
He
Jamie
is.
Gilbert, Vote Goat, Gensler. All right. Dawn Marie is sneaking. I see you, Dawn. I see you down there, Dawn. All right. Next question. Simple one, man. Colby Robinson. I thought you winning, man. Come on, man. All right. Here we go. The client says lesson can be found under which of the 7 P's? Let's go. Let's go here. Team Greenville, I don't see you on here. What is going on? All right.
They got a nickname, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe they do. Maybe
they're
they
the
do.
Overlord.
Maybe they do.
I think I know who Overlord is.
Okay. 90 got it right. Let's move on. Let's look at the tote board. I don't know. Overlord looks like Vroom's coming up. Vroom is vrooming. Blankenship. Blankenship is not. BB's not go.
There he is.
Oh!
BB in the house.
You know, when you wear a blue vest sweater like that, you got to be good, man. You got to be good with a blue vest sweater like that, right?
BB.
He's like,
That's like the old.
He's like, thanks, Victor. I appreciate that.
The old Tin Man movie.
Yeah.
BB.
All right. The body language basic course can be found in the which of the 7 P's. Let's see what's happening here. John Frisk, come on, baby. Let's go. All right. And what do we see? What do we got? What do we got? And 102. That's a good
100. We broke 100.
We broke 100. That's solid right there.
That's like good in bowling.
Leaderboard. Can BB hold on? Can the Overlord come from behind? Can Taylor Peters come? Lindsay Marie Cox moving up. And, he's holding on. I'm telling you, man, there's something about a vest, sweater, and a red tie that just makes you just powerful, man. That just does right there. All right, last question. This is it.
This is easy.
Winner take all.
This is easy.
This is the easiest one. If you don't get this one, you should just shoot yourself.
I said this 4 times.
You said it 4 times.
4 times.
All right, here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Can BB hold on? How many HSIs were paid on over $100,000 in September? That number was stated. More than Carlos Ortiz in the group. Come on, man. All right, here we go. And final answer. 109. Let's take that.
100.
We broke 100. And now, the final tote board.
For big money.
Can the Blankenship hold on? Can BB make it? Can he do it? Russ Brooks. Wait.
Sneaking in there.
Let's see. Can he hold it? Can he hold it? Blankenship holds the ship.
BB in the house.
Yeah. Hey, why'd you get a? Hey,
Why'd they put a line through?
I don't know why they put a dash
Did he
to it.
get
I didn't do that.
disqualified?
I didn't do that.
He got disqualified.
What happened? What did you do?
Like Harbaugh on that Michigan team, they're going to get thrown out of the tournament.
Wait, so
he was cheating.
Brandon's first, yeah, was
He got caught cheating.
Yeah, caught doping. He got caught doping the quiz.
We drug tested him
All
after
right,
the event.
so we got Brandon with the line through him, and then Russ Brooks came second, man.
The easy thing, we don't have to get their emails because I know both of those guys.
You know them?
I know both of those guys.
We got to figure out why that red line came through that. I've never seen that.
I think it's under review, maybe.
It's under review?
It was a, what do they call it when the horse racing? It was a
Yeah, they got to do the
photo.
replay.
It's a photo finish.
Photo finish or review.
We're going to go to the tape.
Yeah, we're going to go to the tape.
Under review something through the flag.
What did Blankenship do wrong?
He did something wrong.
He did.
All right, let's get out of here.
Let's
A couple housekeeping things and we'll get out of
do
here. So yesterday we had something happen that was rather unique, Victor. Not unique. It happens all the time.
Right.
We had a salesperson that
Not unique so far.
got an email and it wasn't intended for him.
Not unique so far.
So he sent it out to. He found a group online in the email registries, and he sent it to all the commercial sellers and a whole bunch. He sent it to over 2,000 people, saying this isn't mine.
Oh,
so
good drama.
Good
drama.
people make mistakes.
What did it
But, like,
contain?
It just said, can somebody help this person, right?
Oh.
And he did it unintentionally. But like 300 of these knuckleheads
Yeah.
started chastising this guy, making jokes and cutting him up. Don't copy all. So if you get something that's sent to you and it's not for you, just reply to the sender. Don't reply to the whole group. I mean, like they called out like the IT gurus, like, how do we shut this down? You know, everybody's flipping out. Some people had fun with it. Some people made jokes. Some people got ornery and cranky. But again, if you see something like that and it's not yours, don't complicate things, because then they started copying all.
They replied all.
I got like 58 emails last night that just during the day yesterday. So if you get something that's not intended for you, just send it back to the sender. All right. Open enrollment is going on right now. So I think most parts of the country, you got to be done by October 31st. Don't wait till the last minute like I did a couple years ago and get frustrated with the whole process. Get it done today. Get it done tomorrow. The rattiest city the rattiest cities list came out, right? The top 50 cities.
Don't say Pittsburgh.
It's not Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I thought you said it was your city. I was like, damn.
And it's not Youngstown.
Wow, Youngstown. Wow, really?
You know what the rattiest city in the U.S. is? You know what it is.
Chicago.
It's Chicago.
Yeah.
It's Chicago.
We had rats. I've seen them.
Yes.
By the way, so when I used to wait for the train, the subway trains, we would see like the rats just go under the rails. But they knew to stay away from that third rail. It's very interesting. They're very smart.
I'm going to get, there's like selling T-shirts. I'm going to get you one of the rattiest T-shirts, and it's rattiest city.
No,
and
don't
it's
give me
Chicago.
this shirt. You don't need to give me this shirt.
I'm getting them for your whole family. I'm getting them for your granddaughter.
For the whole family. That's cold.
All right. Just get into this SVA. Get into this academy. Practice. And even though they're designed for commercial, these toolkits that support our service lines, rodent, mosquito, scent services, and what's the fourth one? I'm drawing a blank.
You'll think about it.
Yeah, I can't think of it right now. Jump into those, and I'll share some links in that. But
we need an update on scent services, by the way.
Well, that's more commercial.
Yeah, I know.
But
I'm just thinking of commercial. Yeah,
we'll
need
get
more.
that.
We need an update on that,
Other than that, you know, you finish out October. You guys are killing it right now. So we're gonna have some nice numbers to report next month, and keep after it. Stay safe. Realize a couple of nights is gonna be Halloween. You know, be just super wary when you're out there driving around in the dark with the kids. And
do you guys have Orkin candy, like chocolate cockroaches or
we
something?
we had them last year.
Chocolate cockroaches.
We had suckers with real bugs in them.
Yeah.
They didn't go over so good.
Well,
like they're like little scorpions.
I didn't like that either. I didn't like that, but I'd like little chocolate cockroaches. Be cool.
Oh, don't take that up with
Mary
Pat and the marketing team.
Yeah,
but,
Pat, marketing. Let's go.
But at the end of the day, the news I always give my kids when the leaves are falling: number one, sell some more gutter guard. But number two, be careful when it rains with the leaves down, because I mean it can get slicker than all get out, and you know we got to be super safe. Let's keep driving those driving claims down. That's all I got, Victor. Want to get out? Anything in the chat?
No. Don said, I spoke to everybody that loves the suckers, but, you know, Don lives probably in a weird neighborhood. Jessica Pay says, woohoo for Brandon, by the way. Just messing with you. And H.D. Ryer, who's that?
That's Bingo.
Okay, he keeps begging for a tie.
I know. I don't have a tie to give him.
Okay, well.
Tell him to go to Cliff.
Did we explain these ties?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We had him on last project.
Yeah, I mean, all right.
Yeah.
I got nothing else.
No, I got nothing else. So let's get out of here. Hank, I'll see what I can do about a tie, but not everybody else is going to want one now too. So I don't have any, just so you know. If I can find him one, I'll get him one.
Yep.
All right? We're out of here. Thank you for all you're doing.